Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do the March 20th Spiritual Principle a Day in a meditation. Hope you're doing well this morning. Let's go ahead and get into that meditation. The title of the meditation is, I think it says, Self-Support Beyond the Basket. Self-support beyond the basket. When we see that we can meet our own needs, we start to feel like we have a future. That comes from the Guiding Principles book, Tradition 7, Opening Reflection. The addiction was a dead end circuit of dependence. Our reliance on dope, on the lifestyle, on that person to front us some cash one last time so we can get on our feet. We took without giving. We talked without listening. We made a lot of promises, but came through on very few, if any, of them. We couldn't see a way out or a future for ourselves until we got clean and began our journey toward self-support in recovery. When we consider self-support, as a spiritual principle of Tradition 7, we think mostly of giving money or contributing our time to make sure a group can survive. But an NA group exists because it's made up of members who are practicing self-support in their own lives. In recovery, we learn to invest in ourselves and take care of our own needs. Instead of utter dependence on others, we look inside to find a well of strength and resources. We also take personal responsibility in situations where before it seemed that we were incapable of doing so. In fact, making our contributions to NA demonstrates our capacity and willingness to engage in self-support. We are investing in ourselves through our recovery community, participating in keeping the doors open for those who come after. This support of others keeps us aloft, keeps us going. Self-support isn't something we practice alone. When we talk about taking care of our own needs, it doesn't mean we're self-sufficient. It means we're engaging the support we need. We can turn to our friends, a sponsor, our higher power, all of which are elements of self-support. We are an integral part of that system too, because we're meeting our own needs. Others can finally rely on us. I will practice self-support today by giving and receiving. If I stay on this path, I'll sustain the hope for a future I thought I never have. That was a mouthful. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. So we're talking about self-support beyond the basket. We're talking about being able to um, acknowledge, let's put it like that, being able to acknowledge that when we talk about a group being fully self-supporting, we're not talking about a group being self-sufficient because self-sufficiency is a lie, right? We're not talking about the group in that sense. The group does not survive, put it like that, by itself. It needs members that are self-supporting in a position to be able to put something in the basket, right? Their ability to be fully self-supporting does not mean that they don't have a sponsor or a network that they use to help them recover. That is not what we're talking about. We're not talking about standalone, right? We're not talking about a man being an island all by himself. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about being in a position where you secure the resources that you need to recover, to live life on a day-to-day basis without being on the backs of other people like we used to be. There's a big difference in me running to my mother to dig me out of a financial hole again versus me having a career, having a job, having income, having my own finances, and making arrangements, payment arrangements if need be, and then find out at the end of the month, you did all of that only to have forgotten this electric bill. Now look, what are you going to do? And getting a hold of her and asking her, you got a few dollars I can hold on to until my next paycheck? That is a big difference. That's a big difference, in my opinion. And so to be fully self-supporting just basically means, no, you're not going about it, you're on your own, but you know how to secure what you need to the best of your ability, and also having a network of support is also about you being fully self-supporting, meaning that you have secured working relationships with others that you can turn to in a time of need and not necessarily financial. That's why it says beyond the basket, because we're not always talking about finance when we talk about being fully self-supporting. This paragraph is so good, right? It was a dead end circuit of dependence, our reliance on the dope, on the lifestyle, on the person to front us some cash one more time, so we can get back up on our feet. We always took without giving. We always talked without listening. I just spoke about that in the other meditation. We made a lot of promises and broke all of them, most of them. Very few of them did we actually keep. How many of us can relate to being in the middle of getting high, knowing goodness well you said you'd be somewhere else? Oh, God forbid, right? Somebody's funeral close to you that you were supposed to be to, but you couldn't stop getting high because you just couldn't stop getting high. Many of folks have missed their own parents' funeral because they could not cope. They could not stop getting high. You know, that's just what comes to mind about, making promises and or being needing to be places and not being able to make it. But, a lot of children were left waiting for us to come get them, take them to the park, take them to get ice cream. Right? I'm laughing, but it's not funny, right? We broke a lot of promises. So we can't just sit here and act like, oh no, this ain't me. No, this meditation is mouthful. This meditation is one of those that you probably want to put a 5-star on and come back to it, right? Come back to it. A good sponsor of mine, she told a group of people, she said, you know, not every day is a good day, but I know the day that I can listen to the meditation. I can do it as often as I need to refocus and recenter, you know. So this may be one of those that you want to save, download in your phone, come back to it later on. I think there's about 3 of these now, dated March 20th. You don't ever have to want to and there's plenty of other people that do meditations, right? So you can always come back to March 20th anytime and analyze it from a personal perspective. Family, I am in such a rush. I wish I could spend more time with you right now, but I have to go. I have to go. I have to get my kids up. I have to get the trash out to the curb. I have to do all that stuff that happens in my mornings. But you are so important to me. And I hope you're not just like, she need to shut up. That we're not important. No, you are. You are very important to me. You're part of my life now. You're part of my recovery now. And even though you don't know me, by face, you know me by voice, I depend on you being here with me. This is the second best part of my day. The best part is waking up and I get to spend time with you guys. Second best part of my morning, I guess. That's what I'm saying. I just enjoy my time with you. You're important to me. So if you're listening, right, a lot of subscribers, and about a fifth of those actually listen. If you're listening to me today, make some noise up in here. Make a comment down below. Introduce yourself. Tell me your name, your first name, last initial, what city you live in, and how much clean time in your home group. How about that? Can you do that? All right. Make some noise in here so I can get to know you guys. I love you so much. Have a beautiful day on purpose. I plan to talk to you tomorrow.